Well, hello to everybody. It has been a long process. I want to say it took me maybe 3 months, but again, I did it all by myself. For the Sojag Everest series, I got the 12 by 30 garage. I want to, now that I'm done, this is going to be the first video you watch, I hope, because I'm going to let you know the mistakes that I've made throughout this, and hopefully you won't make the same mistakes. I do have a background in construction, and I'm pretty good, but I'm not an expert by any means. So some of the things I wanted to say, number one, there are enough painted screws, and there's enough for everything. So I actually have painted screws left over, which is good, but still, where you don't need to use painted screws, don't use them. I had enough washers also. So all that stuff was great, I had enough of that. I don't remember which step it is, so I'm just gonna tell you, if you remember, I said you can flip these up or you can flip them down. Wrong. You always need to go where this is in the down position. That way, the holes on the outside line up with the holes on the panel. So make sure you have them like this. Anchoring. I was really undecided on the anchoring. I did want to anchor it, then I didn't want to anchor it, then I did. I ended up putting a couple anchors in. I wish I would not have done that. My suggestion to you is make sure it's square. And I mean make sure it's square. And I thought I had it square, I had measurements taken and everything else. And then when I went to do the roof, the panels got all messed up on the top because it was not square. It looked like it was square, but somewhere or another, I messed up. I don't know what I did, so it's kind of a nightmare on the roof, but it works. Yeah, I'm dividing this one into 15 feet and 15 feet. So I'm just putting a partition in the middle and with a little sliding door, and I'm gonna have my car in one spot and my wood shop in the other. So that's how it's gonna work. Would I do this again? No, I paid $5,400 for it. I paid $1,500 for the slab, so about $7,000 I got into it, which I guess isn't too bad considering the size of the building. It is nice. As far as the directions go, they're tough. So I'm going to go through a few things that I found out on the roof that was really eye-awakening. So if you go to step 17, I think it starts on 17A, it tells you to start on this part and then you work all the way down. And that was what I did. I worked all the way down. And basically 17B, you're working down. 17C, you're working down. And 17D, you're working down. So you're down all the way at the end. And then you go on the other side, put the other side on. This is where I messed up at. Because then, if you see step 18A, the ridge cap, I should have put those on one at a time because they actually get bolted on. I didn't realize that going into it. I put the other side on, so now I got the whole roof on, and I got a ridge cap I got to put on, and I got no space to get up there. So what I ended up doing was putting the ridge cap together and sliding it all the way down. I had to turn it upside down, slide it all the way down, and then install the ridge cap. Now I couldn't use the bolts anymore. Now I had to use screws and screw it into the roof. Not a big deal, got it done, but it would have been a lot easier and a lot cleaner if I would have did it the way the directions said. Also, on the top piece above the garage door, and I think that's step 1A, I believe that's step 1A and 1B. Make sure you get that right, because I ended up having to drill more holes. Yeah, step 1A. Just the way it shows, do it exactly the way it shows. For some reason I got mixed up on it, maybe it was heat exhaustion, I don't know, and I messed it up. Now, I still fixed it. Rather than taking it back off, I just screwed more screws in. Yeah, so that was what I did. I'm going to take the camera off and I'm going to show you a few things that I made mistakes on, and hopefully you won't make the same. Hopefully you won't make the same mistake. Then you just gotta square this thing up, and then once it's squared up, then you put the roof on. Then after you get the roof on, and if it's squared out and the roof should be perfect, then you're gonna anchor it down. That's the way to do it. So, basically, as I was saying, there's the roof. Now, you can't really see the ridge vent, but it's there. And what I had to do, well, I'll get up on the ladder and show you. So I basically had to go up there on the roof in the 100-degree temperature and screw on that ridge cap. So I just screwed it right into the roof, which is fine. Let's talk about the eaves drip, that goes on the side. That was also fine. It was not a big deal. But I will say again, when I got to the end here, my stuff was all jacked up because I was not squared up. So because I wasn't squared up, and also because I changed the door location, it kind of screwed everything up. So that's not the company's fault. That's my fault. So I just had to make the best with what I had, and you can see how far off I was. I mean, look at that crap. Oh my gosh. But it's my own fault, and I didn't see it until the end. The only advice I can give you on that is once you start on the first side, if you're even off by 1/8 of an inch, you're going to be off by a couple inches by the time you get to the other side. I mean, look at this. It's the same way. So, and by the time I realized it on this side, there was nothing I could do about it on the other side because, again, it's already done. So, again, it's not going to ruin the integrity. I mean, water's not going to get in there. It's not going to ruin the integrity there. I don't like the way that it looks, but it's on the back side, so people won't see it. And, it is what it is. I'm trying to think of, and, I think that part up there was damaged. I think I dropped it, and I've tried to fix it 100 times, and I can't fix it. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that because it looks like crap, but I'll work on it. All I got left to do is anchor and then put up the partition in the middle. As far as the anchoring goes, you see I had to put because I had to put something to bring this out, to draw it out, to draw the frame out because it was starting to come in. So I got that in there, and then I'll get it anchored and we'll be done and everything will be okay. So it's all done. I can't wait to see how many leaks I got from the roof. And so as soon as it rains, I'll see, and then I'll know what I got to patch up. But all in all, I mean, it turned out pretty good. Would I do another one? No. If one of my friends buys one, I'll give them advice or tell them to watch the video. But that's it. All right. Well, if I can be of any assistance, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. It's been quite an adventure doing this myself, and I'm glad it's done. But really, to the company, you guys need to make a video on how to do this because mine is amateur. You need to make a video because we're paying this much money for this stuff. Somebody there at the company should have had a video somewhere of how to make it, and I haven't found one. That's why I did all this. All right, peace out.